Hey, everybody out there. Thank you very much for joining us on our first webinar.
Welcome all.
Yeah, I think we give it a few more minutes for some people to join us. It's really nice to see people coming in, and one of our colleagues said it's just like the moon landing that we have here. I thought it was 3 guys, but Pablo's correct me there. It's just 2 guys who made it onto the moon.
Yeah, first of many, let's hope.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we're here in our Zurich office, so you're actually looking out onto the street with the trams passing. So we're gonna start soon.
Yeah, I think we can maybe start slowly.
Yeah.
And as people join, we will pick up the speed.
So basically, our title is Chaos to Creative Excellence. Yeah, and that's also what we believe in as by Producer. We trying to create order out of chaos, and from the film industry can often be a lot of moving pieces, and that's what our goal was, to try and organize it all in one location. So I will just do a quick agenda. So what are we talking about today? So we will do a quick introduction of the founders. We will show a little bit more insight into the application, how producers actually working, common mistakes that people are making within the application in general in filmmaking. Also some case studies we will share with you from real users, some new features is coming, and a general overview of where the development is going currently. So I think we start with a quick introduction. I think not everybody knows us.
So maybe before we start, if you have any question during the presentation, you can drop them in the chat, and I will try to follow with them either during the presentation, or at the end I will go through all the questions you had, so we can answer them for everybody.
Awesome. Okay, Pablo, do you want to start with introducing yourself?
Yes. So I'm Paul-Emile. Most people call me as Pablo. I've been working the technology world for now 7 years, even though I started in the hospitality industry. And I joined the media industry almost 3 years and a half ago, when I joined Xaver in the adventure of Otaku, and that's where I discovered an industry that could be helped with the technology.
So from my side, I'm here they call me Xaver, but Zaffer is also an appropriate way of saying it. I'm a filmmaker with 20 years of experience, mostly in the commercial sector. And I felt the pain throughout my lifetime of producing, and I was always wondering, is there not a better way of producing content? And always kept on the search. And when I met Pablo, I realized that it is actually through technology is the solution. And that's when we started working on a single point of truth, basically Producer trying to organize all the media content on one location, so you can really produce everything from one place, and a place where you can always go back to, and you can always see exactly what you've done, trying to just organize the creative world. I would also just like to introduce you guys to some people that's behind the scenes. They are very important to us. They are also the people who's actually responding when you guys have comments, when you have talking on the application. So maybe we can start with Alicia. Maybe Alicia can quickly show her face. That's Alicia, everybody. So that's a real person. It's not just an AI person. And she will help you guys, assist you wherever she can. And then another person is Christian. Maybe Christian, you can show your face.
Unfortunately, he can't show his face today.
Okay, no problem.
The settings are a bit difficult today.
No worries. So Christian, thank you. No problem. So Christian is also there behind the scenes. If Christian might answer your questions once, then at least you guys know they are real people. Yeah. So we would love to start with some achievements that we've done, that we have achieved over the last few months. So it's actually 2 months ago that we launched the application. It was a tough journey, 3 years of hard work of building the application, and we launched it in Las Vegas, and together with Microsoft, which was a real huge honor for us to be there. And right now we actually have 117 users. 118 people are actually on the application. It's just a mixture of production companies, single people. So we are really happy, and they are constantly helping us with feedback. And this is, of course, super important for us to have that people actually using it. And we actually won Product of the Year. So I have it here. So at NAB, they really somebody noticed what we are doing, and they see that we are on the right path. And there's something here that is worth awarding, and this gave us a lot of legs within Microsoft, and it opens up a lot of doors for us. So much so that we are now actually official proud partners of Microsoft. So this is great for us because again, it gives us the insurance that we are moving forward. We are building something big with a big company that has really supports us in every possible way. So thank you very much, Microsoft, for that. Yeah. All right. So I would also, another thing is let's start with some fears and objectives. Yeah, of what is the actual users out there are afraid of, and what we're hearing from the users. So often change can be a big fear. I always like to refer to one of my favorite movies ever as Wayne's World, where they always, Garth used to say, "I fear change," and I understand.
Don't we all fear change, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah, exactly. That's true. But that's where we like to also say that Producer is not anything different to what you are used to, especially you as filmmakers for the last 100 years. It works exactly in the same way. It's got exactly the same principles of working. So there is nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, and it is a simple, easy interface for users to work with. Maybe to learn something new can be a fear. Yeah,
especially while you're working, you don't want to be at the same time learning something new. Which also, because we are filmmakers, we understand the industry. We can assure you will feel at home. Like you will find the same name, the same vocabulary, the same, even the shortcuts are the same as your tools. So we really try to make it easy to jump in and not having to spend hours to learn a new tool, and just jump in and start working.
Yeah, even the shortcuts are the same then on Premiere. So for marking in, marking out, to speed it up, to play it faster, it's a L and a K. So it's really exactly the same tools that we use either way within all the other things. So we're really trying to make you feel like home. When you're inside Producer, you really feel like, okay, it's the same environment that I'm in. Maybe the fear of technology can be something for people.
Definitely, especially now at this time. Everybody is fearing AI. Is it going to steal my job? Not. I would always say technology should not be feared. We should just know what's out there, learn to use it, and it's just another tool that can help you work faster, hopefully a little bit better. But if you jump in the train fast enough, nothing will replace you, the human behind the machine.
Yeah, we're really trying to use technology actually as to speed up the process, to make it better. So the goal is that you can focus on being creative, that technology removes that barrier for you of just the hard work, and focus on being creative, because that's where the human has the most strength. We see that the AI stuff, that's great to maybe foundational, but it's definitely not there to take you all the way through to actually getting a human emotion out of it. Then I would say security can be an issue, that you feel like, okay, my data, I put it onto an application.
Where is it? What's going to happen to it? Yeah. So this is security is something we took at heart from the beginning. We know, especially as we are fully cloud-based software, means all your data in the cloud. And we are making sure from the start to follow, of course, the best practices, and to work with the best to check on us and to make sure we are doing the right choice. We have example of companies we are working on certification. So outside people will also check that we are doing the best. Having, of course, Microsoft behind us is helping because they provide the best tools, but also the best advice. And we work with Microsoft Cloud architects to make sure we are not only safe, but also reliable, so you will not lose any data. And this is something we work on every day.
And Microsoft really takes security super seriously, and also from all the other cloud providers, we really identified Microsoft as the company. Also within corporate structures, they say also they don't accept anything else but Microsoft. So no other cloud provider would work at all. So I think
Microsoft is the cloud provider that invests the most from the top big ones in cybersecurity, cyber reliance, etc. So we feel that we can trust them, and I hope you can also trust them with us.
But we encourage you guys to please bring your fears and objectives. We would love to address them and constantly work on it and make it better, approve the application so that you guys feel really comfortable with the whole thing. So I would like to walk you guys through the application, and if I can share my screen, and then we can take a look at it. Yeah. Okay, so I hope everybody can see it nicely, and so basically.
And again, if you have any question or you want us to stop on one specific part of the application, drop a line and we can go deeper if the time permits, of course, in some place.
So what you're seeing here, we're taking a visual approach. So basically each picture actually represents a project. So if you click on a picture, it actually opens up a project. So I will just go here and show you something from. So what is really great is like what we also did is you can actually choose your regions now, which makes it even safer. So you can actually, as a user, you can actually choose, if I'm in North America, I can save my data in North America. It's on Azure, on the Azure cloud, but you save it as close as possible to you. If you're in Europe, you save it here. If you're in Australia, you save it there. It also helps you, the application runs faster. There's no latency issues. And it's really a big advantage. And also we've seen it also in Las Vegas. Users really likes that. They really feel comfortable with that. So if we see the application like this, it's divided in 5 steps. It's from development to pre-production, production, post-production, and delivery. Between those 5 steps, we can do any film in the world, regardless if it's a 30-second commercial or if an episodical feature film. So the application is really designed from our own experiences, and that is more in the commercial sector right now. But we're aiming to go towards all the other sides. There's already companies working as documentaries on it, and then later we would definitely work to bring feature films in. But we're starting it with commercials because we feel comfortable there. We understand the process, and it's also more a way of getting started with the whole application. If you're briefed well, you have a good chance of making a good film. Often mistakes that people are making, they don't take the time to brief properly. They don't take the time to understand the client well, to understand their target audience, to understand their corporate values of that company. And so then how can you expect that the filmmakers do a proper film? So together with some corporates, we developed a comprehensive briefing system. It's something that's coming in the next few months. Right now it's a placeholder, so you can upload your brief there, and it means that everybody stays on the same path. Actually, this project is actually basically a Breitling project. Breitling is also a supporter from us. They support us by during NAB. So thank you very much for Breitling. They made sure we are always on time. Also, if I can mention somebody else quickly, On Running also gave us some shoes to make sure
also to be on time,
to be fast enough and not be late for our meetings. So thank you to those guys. If you are a producer, so if you choose a producer, so you can actually choose a producer from your contact list. So you can upload all your contacts on Producer. All your contacts are available. So if you click on here, you can find all your contacts inside the application. And then you could connect a specific producer that you want to have on that project. And then later you will be able to also see their whole profile about them. Same for director. You can, in this project, actually, I was the director on, so you can actually choose a director from here. And then again, we have already developed this in the design, but you can actually pitch a director in here, invite a director. And because it's a collaboration tool, you can invite people to collaborate on the platform. Everybody can work together, vote for a director, and then eventually you can give that director permission to work on the project. Where we often like to start with as commercial filmmakers is the storyboard. So the storyboard is a place where we structure the whole story. So we drag and drop pictures from the internet and you put it in here. You can even, of course, now you can generate it in DALL-E or wherever you want to do it. But you bring it in, you get it from ShotDeck or so, and once it's in here, you move it around to however it suits your story. You can connect it to a shooting day. You can connect it to a location. You can connect it to a specific cast, what you want. Everything is basically inside the storyboard. The storyboard serves as the heart of the project. You can write your voiceover for that specific project. Just write it directly in here, directly down here in the bottom, and it appears on the picture. Your cameraman or the DOP, director of photography, as they call them, can just add all technical information, and it's a combination between the director and the cameraman can populate the whole storyboard. And if you've done the storyboard, and also one common question that they also ask, what if you want to share this with an agency? You don't want them to see all this technical information. Yeah, you just close it. You can export it as a PDF, and then you can share it like this. Of course, we are take sustainability serious, and therefore don't just print unnecessary storyboards if it's not finished. You don't have to print it. Yeah.
Only print if necessary, guys.
Yeah, and because you can still use the application to share it all, but I'm also old school. Sometimes it's nice to have a piece of paper and scratch it out once we've finished that specific shot. So
maybe what we can add on all this information, if you want to show them back, it does not just live in the storyboard. So whatever location you create here, or your characters will be already ready for the rest of the crew to work on. Location for the location scout, or the character will be ready for casting for your cast crew.
Exactly. So you can cast a actor directly from here. You can upload that specific actor in here with additional information, and then later you can actually share directly with that actor. That actor can upload their casting video, share it with you. You can judge it from here. You can share it with them exactly how much they will earn for that time, during what dates. All of this information will come a little bit later in the year, but right now this cast is actually available inside the storyboard. Same for location. I go on location scouting, I do my location scouting, I add additional pictures to it, and I connect it to an address, and this information is then available inside the storyboard. So again, the storyboard holds it all together. Because you've done that already, you've already done your shot list. So your shot list is ready. Your DOP just needs to organize, your director of photography just needs to organize everything however he wants to do it, or she, and populates it with the lenses, how long it was going to take. And automatically the time is calculated here. If I move this slot, it will always recalculate you to the latest time. And that just makes it fast, efficient, and all at one place. And so when the storyboard, for example, gets updated, automatically the shot list gets updated. So you don't have to redo it. It's already done for you. Parallel to that, your line producer can work on the actual shooting schedule. So they can actually say, let's say they have to set up first before they have a coffee. Little things like this, you can already organize everything in here. This is connected to the location. This is connected to the actual cast that's inside it. If you need to change the cast, you just change it directly from within here, and everything is organized. And so they can organize their whole shoot exactly the way they envision it. And then because it's collaborative, you can collaborate with the whole crew, make sure everything is exactly the way you planned it. And again, because you've done this already, you've already created your call sheet. Our call sheet is something where we organize everything for that specific day. This thing can take a lot of time to organize it, but it's already there. Just because you've created a storyboard, a shot list, and a shooting schedule, it's already created for you. It takes the weather for the day, it takes the police station, closest police station, the closest hospital. Your executive crew is already automatically in there because you already chose your executive team. Maybe the crew is an existing crew that you can just bring over from your contact list over, or you can change it within if you needed to. And everything for that specific day is already organized here. A little bit later, we will have a dailies also be inside here. It's already almost ready, but it's right now it's a great feature that's coming. Then if I can go to our first rough cut. So my first rough cut is a place where you can comment everything directly inside the application. So all communication can take place at one location. This is of course great to centralize communication, that it's together, that you don't need to use emailing or WhatsApp or so, because trying to find all of that information in one place is complicated. And then especially afterwards when there is, let's say the client disagree about something, you have everything at one location. It's easy to communicate. It's easy to refer them back to that. And we have a classic.
It also works as a to-do list. Actually, all the comments from the clients, you can check them out when it's done. You can download them for your editor inside, I think, DaVinci right now. And you can reuse it as a working tool, not just as always going back to see all the comments.
Yeah, so for example, if you would comment on the color grade, you can import those comments directly inside DaVinci Resolve. We are working on the Premiere one. Premiere is not so simple to import it. The stuff doesn't work so well together, but that will be the goal, that you can also bring all those comments directly into Premiere, so you can easily see exactly what you have to do. This is very important for us, this to really structure the process like that. That is a first rough cut. There's, for example, a motion design. There's a first correction, second correction, picture lock, sound mixing, color. You structure it this way because often people don't understand the production process, especially people from the agency side or so. They will come with things like saying, but why is the colors not so dull? No, they can read it themselves. It's not been color graded yet. Yeah, we first going to do this, the final correction, then we're going to have a picture lock, and then we're going to do a color grading. So it eliminates that unnecessary communication, and it just streamlines the process fast. Another great thing that just happened to us recently now is that it helps the client to gather all the information and put it into the application right from the beginning. So when you have a first rough cut, often they don't want to share it with a CEO before it's not right, but it's better to collect all that information early, because it will really speed up the process. If you need corrections, you need to correct it either way. So let's get all the right people involved, because it's collaborative. It doesn't matter where you are on the word, you just share it, you invite them in here and they comment on here, and like this, it speeds up the process tremendously. Okay, so then all the way to the final film where you can upload your ownership rights, your music rights, your actors agreements. It will let you know. So it's not on yet, but the idea is that it will let you know when those things expire. So like in a year from now, those ownership rights might run out, those music rights run out. You have a place where it is, and it will alert you. Don't forget about that, especially on corporates. You can save a lot of money if you are notified in advance that you have to renew your music rights, for example. And then the final deliverables, that you can upload all your final assets at one location. I mean, for us as filmmakers, how many times have the client asked us, can you please send me that version, the QuickTime version of this file one more time? And it's like, okay, I've sent it already so many times. It's all here. It's all here. You can just download it whenever you want. You can share it with your distributor company or whoever's going to distribute your assets, so that everything is from the very beginning all the way to the very end is all at one location. And not just that project, but every single project you're working on, just by clicking on it, and you can actually see it, and you are right there. Okay, I will quickly stop the sharing here. Righto. Let's move on. So basically, I would like to do a case study. Some of the case studies that we received. just some great response from users, and also how we reacted on those things, because what we're trying to do is we're also trying to bring all the comments together.
Yeah, and we count on you to give the feedback so we can improve the application. That's because we don't want to make an application only for us. It's for everybody.
And everybody is using it a little bit different. So I think that's also the surprising element, and that's also really encouraging to understand. So for example, Mitch from Australia, he also brought something that's up that's important. You just have to keep in mind right now, the application is, once you're inside a project, everybody can see that specific project, whoever you invite to that project. We will make it now that you can share the just a specific page or so to it. But right now it's like this, so it's kind of just be careful not to upload sensitive information right now, so that you can still keep on working. So thank you, Mitch, from Australia, to also strengthen that point. We know it's one of the points that everybody's asking for, to be able to share.
We are asking for it.
We're asking for it. It is complex from a development side. Why is it complex, Pablo?
Why is security complex?
Exactly.
It's always to go into really I would say granularity in access. It's always hard, and especially if you want to do it at scale and not take 5 minutes every time to check if you or every user can access a file. And also the application is not just a file system. We have all this like storyboard and shots, and then we have to think about, okay, who have access not only to a video, but who can see a storyboard, who can, if I give you access to a storyboard and you can see all the shots, can you see also a shot list? Or if I block you the access to the shot list, then what do I do with storyboard? So it's always kind of the implication behind that is hard to modelize. But it's not that we will find a way, we found a way, but now it's time to get grinding and make it a reality.
By the way, this is a software as a service, so that means it runs off the browser. It's not a downloadable application. You don't have to download it. You always have the latest version, the newest version, and it runs off any browser, Safari or Explorer or Brave or Chrome, wherever you want to. It always works. And this is, of course, really great especially that you always have the latest version of the application. Another one, a great one, was from Gather from Los Angeles, from Microsoft. They were frustrated with the storyboard because he wanted to see more of the storyboard at once. Also, if he was working with very large storyboards, and he had to move files from the top to the bottom down. So, Pablo, you can quickly talk about that while I'm
it wasn't always easy, and it could take some time to move around the storyboard, especially when it was already finished. And if you had to move from shot 1 to the 100th shot, would take some time. So we did work with him and advance a little bit our plan to move it faster than we wanted. And at least he was happy with the result. And now he can work with the storyboard of more than 200 shots way faster and easily.
So what Pablo and his team did is they put this plus and this minus in. So now you can really zoom out of it, and you can really move. You can really see the whole thing from one glance. Also, if you want to, which is amazing now, if you want to move shots from the very top, you can just hold Shift now, and you can grab the whole line and move it. I don't want to move it because it's a real project. Also, if you grab individual shots, you can just hold Command, and you can actually select those individual shots and just move the whole thing. And so this is really great when you have such a huge storyboard like this, to be able to keep perspective, what's going on, move quickly shots from the very top to the bottom, and organize it. So thank you very much, Gareth, for that one.
Yeah, and if you have always any idea how we can make your life better and to help you work faster on Producer, always come to us. We were really hoping to implement these features when we have the time. And in the end, that's our goal. It just make it faster for you to work and focus on creativity and doing your work.
We have one more great one also from Redmond in the USA. It's our first enterprise, which we are super happy about because the enterprises are complicated. They have a specific request that they needed. But maybe we wait till the end until we tell the guys and we show it to them.
Only a sneak peek if we have the time.
Okay, cool. All right. So I hope you guys are learning something. I hope you guys are more open to try Producer, give it a shot. I mean, we are very thankful for the companies that right now is working on it. We have some really amazing companies working on Producer, giving us incredible feedback. We truly believe we built a painkiller here, and especially for me, I cannot see any other way of working anymore.
Yeah.
So, all right. Is there any new things coming up for the next few months?
So there is, of course, great new things coming up in the next few months. One we already kind of talked about it is better access control. So you will be able to say exactly who can see what at either an asset level or only give access to a specific step. We're also going to add sharing. So right now, to see something in the application, users have to create an account. So even if you invite the CEO of a client to comment, he will have to create an account, which is not always ideal. And that means it's always a barrier to giving feedback. So we want to reduce this barrier, and you will be able to share files without having to create a password. Next one, so security a lot. A new one that will come, and this we could share a little bit, some first screenshots, would be to also help to compare between versions. So if you request some comments, we want to make it easy to check if the comments were actually implemented, especially for the sound design or the color grading. So you will be able to play two files at the same time. So they will be sit next to each other, be in sync at the frame level, and you will be able to see all the comments for every of these files. If we can already show you some first design that we already worked on, and if you have actually any feedbacks on how you would like it to work. So like I said, the basic principle is to play two videos at the same time, see the comments, make sure it's in sync. But if you have specific use case for these kind of features, as always, come to us. You can share either, you can talk to us actually. We can show in the application. We have a small chat if you want to share your screen on the application. Make sure everybody knows where to talk to us.
Just a little bit on this one also. This was actually the one that we wanted to not reveal at the end, but whatever, now we did it. Yeah, so this is the one that's actually coming from a large corporate, and this will really open up the door for like, they will take like 70 licenses, and this is huge for us, really, for Producer. It's exactly the things we need to get us through this early days and get people really using it. Yeah, that's really great. Okay, we also going to make a demo project available. So this Breitling project, so thank you very much, Breitling, for the constantly supporting us. We will make the demo project available so you can actually download or start when you create a new project. You can open up the Breitling project and you can use that as a reference. So you can really follow it through how it's done. So you can actually duplicate it yourself in a similar fashion. So it's as a reference to see how do I make a film? How do I populate Producer? And you can follow the steps there. And this will be soon available, Pablo?
This will be available very soon, actually.
Cool. All right. Is there any questions coming from?
Yeah, there is actually. It's people are starting to ask questions. So maybe I will just go through a previous question to make sure everybody knows the answer because it was a great question. So for example, like we said, you can save your data either in Europe or US or South America right now, and more coming on. And the question was, can you transfer your data between region? And unfortunately, the response is no. So when you create a new space, you will choose a region which will be final, at least for the time being. I cannot say that it will never happen, but I know that it might also incur cost because we are talking about terabyte of data that we would have to move, which is quite expensive. So the short answer is no, you cannot switch your space after it's created. We might work on a way to create multiple storage for the same space. So if you are usually working in Europe, you might have one day someone in the US, and you want him to have access to your storage faster than you can, and then you could create a storage just in the US for this project. Another question. So about media type, can I upload MP3 or WAV files? So the answer is yes. You can actually upload everything on Producer, even the 3D files. Of course, picture, PDF, videos, Word, Excel. You can only preview in Producer the videos, the PDFs, and the pictures. And you can comment on all the files, but you will have to download them. So the next one that we will support inside the application is audio files like MP3 and WAV. For the rest, I would say probably Excel, you will always have to download it first.
One thing that was that came up is like if you want to watch a MOV inside Producer, it's better to use Chrome because no, it's better to use Safari. Sorry, because MOV is made by Apple, so it doesn't work in Chrome. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
So yeah, because they are not friends. Those two browsers. It's just it's an interesting thing. You can still get the assets, you can still download it, and so and it works perfectly. But to want to do a quick view, watch it in Safari rather than in Chrome. But then the other way around there's other small issues again. So
please use Chrome.
Chrome, yeah, Chrome is better. And Brave is the best.
And Brave is the best. So if a native iPhone, iPad application plan will be, and with the visibility clarity inside the smartphone browser improved? I would say first question, maybe. Second question, yes, for the short answer. The long one would be, there might be iPhone, iPad, Android application coming, which might be more specialized. For example, an application that you would use on set that could work offline, where you would have all your shortlist, all your shortlist, call sheet, schedule, etc., and maybe not the whole producer experience inside an application. So that would be for the native application. For the browser improved in smartphone, yes, definitely you will be able to see most, if not all, of Producer inside a smartphone. But right now we are focusing on desktop, and it also works quite okay on iPad. We are usually during trade shows, we are showing it on iPad, and we never had any issue.
No, it's actually very nice to work with the finger on it and swipe things off, and it works well. Of course, it's not perfectly optimized for it, but we are working on that to make it sit even better.
And if you are using it right now and you need a specific view in your phone, because not all the view might be needed now, again, drop us a line and we might just work on this specific page that you might need during a shoot. And okay, that's a good question. Are you connected with Movidiam in some ways? I had an account, but I'm not sure if it's still active. I haven't logged in for a while.
Yeah, so Movidiam is basically a partner of us. We are from early days on, we always talked about together for understanding ways of how to make it better. So they're really helping us right now with reaching out also to their community. They have a fantastic community inside the Movidiam world with 40,000 users. And they all need tools to work with, and that is why we're working together, because we can help them to build their community. They can help us to expose them to great tools like Producer and work more efficient in a better, smarter, and more creative way.
And that's it for the question I have here.
Great. Awesome.
Okay, guys, do you have any more questions? You can drop in the chat because we cannot, unfortunately, unlock your microphone.
Yeah, but either way, it is really great to be here for the first time. And soon, just want to share also with you guys, we are working on merchandisers because we are having so many requests for t-shirts. It's unbelievable. And so we will have our first line of clothing will also come, where we have such nice caps and nice t-shirts and hoodies and things that's coming. So which is in
also some cool swags.
Because that's our tagline, trust in the machine, because we see producer as the machine. We trust in it, and we want you to put your trust in it. We want you to give it a go. We want you to come with us, challenge us, stay with us on this journey, because it's such an amazing journey, and where it's going to go in the next year is just amazing. But we need you guys. We need you to be part of it, and because it needs people, it needs real humans, because we are working with emotions here, and that's the only way to create that emotional experiences by in this case we want to give you a tool to make that easier to get to that emotion, to understand also how did we get to that emotion response. If you can see what you're doing, if you can have a bird's eye view, it's so much easier to pinpoint down why did something work and why did something not work.
Yes. Before you close it, we have a few questions that were asked before the webinar.
Okay.
And that Christian just shared with us. First one is, can I upgrade storage and users? Yes. So you start with the basic storage plan, and you can always add more storage. Same for users. I think the basic plan is you get 2 users included, and then you can invite more users. Maybe I can take 30 seconds now to explain more about users. So because there is different level of access, and some you pay for and some you don't pay for. So you have your own team, your creators, as we call them. Then that would be paid users, and they have access. They can edit project, they can comment, work kind of everywhere. And then you have your collaborators. So your clients, maybe you want to invite your editor, wardrobes, anybody in your crew, and those will be collaborators. They can only see and comment on the project, but they are for free. And it's, at least right now, it's unlimited.
Yeah, because we want to encourage them, of course, to participate, because you don't want a makeup artist to pay to have access to it. This is just the people that's actually working, editing, your director, your line producer, your DOP. Those are the important people that's basically shaping the production. The rest of the people are participating, and they are collaborators. They don't pay.
What type of AI features will be implemented in the future? Do you want to answer this one, Xaver?
I think from the storyboard, I think if you can, the idea is there, we already discussed it there with Microsoft also, but if you could just activate inside the pictures, you write to ChatGPT that activate DALL-E, and it creates for you the picture inside there. Then you populate their actual producers, the DOPs, like what kind of lens, what kind of shot, all of these things, and then you get the opportunity to redefine it. Yeah, you redefine it, and DALL-E writes you it new, and you are so close to having actually a picture that actually is exactly right what you want. And then to take it then one step further, to populate it as a sequence. Those are the things that the guys at Microsoft is talking right now. The next big thing that we're looking at is searchability. Yeah, so that when you are handling petabytes of data, so we have a very big mission that we are on at the moment to help the major studios to be able to make their data searchable. And that's where AI will play a very big role. So especially when you want to, there is so much hard drives of standing just there with amazing footage that every great production company in the world shot, and it just sits on hard drives in cupboards, and it will never see the light again. If you could make those files all searchable, you could have such a lot of potential to reuse those footage, because that footage is better than you can get at stock footage. Try to find good stock footage if you're a filmmaker. It is a mission. It's mission impossible. But if you can use AI and you can search from the production companies actually on their files, you can find really great stuff, and this will open up a whole new market opportunities and a whole new world there.
And you could make the one you choose, of course, but all your files, you could make them available for the community And that would probably be the biggest bank of high quality content that we could have.
Absolutely.
Is it easy for non-filmmakers clients to navigate the tool? I mean, the feedbacks we got is positive. At least no one asked us how to navigate, how to find them around. But we also, the bigger comment is for the clients. It might be a little bit too much information that we are showing them. So we also kind of working on different views depending on your role. If you are a client, you might just see a recap of the project, and you might not need to see everything all the time. So I would say the answer is yes, it's easy, and also we will do different views for them.
And but for that's one thing. But for the filmmakers, it's definitely you're following best practice. So this is exactly how you make a movie. So it's for them, it's straightforward, and it's an easy adoption to just follow the process exactly how it is. But you're right. When it comes to clients, it's too much information for them. Yeah.
And the last one, why should I use Producer over Frame.io? So for those who don't know Frame.io, maybe you still exist over there, but it's one part of Producer where you can upload files, share with also your team, your clients, and comment on them. So it's really meant for approval of content, which you can do a Producer. You can still use Frame on the side if you want. The main advantage of having Producer, of course, is everything is in one place, so you don't have to jump around between tools. You don't need to create a new login. You don't need to share again with your clients a new place to go. And what's also coming is you will be able to plug in your own storage on Producer with specific partners at the beginning, where you could share through Producer. With our security, you could share every file that you have in your own storage. And this would be something Frame.io cannot do.
Yeah, and it's also not a hub. Frame.io is just a point. So it uploads that specific file, and that's it. So if you need to go back to those things, if you need to understand the process for that whole project, it's just a small percentage of the entire project. So what Producer does different, it's the entire thing. It's really the management around the entire film production. And one of those aspects is what Frame is doing. So Frame is great. It's a great tool and so, but it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't create order out of chaos. It just adds another tool to the mess. And we don't want more tools. We just want to reduce the tools because we don't want another way of communicating, another way of writing or creating or whatever. It's just too many tools, and that is why we see this is the painkiller for us, Producer, because it simplifies the process. It makes collaboration at one location, and especially if I want to go back to something what I've seen, it's just a click of a button away, and I can find anything I need to know about that project is all there.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.